Hello and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2. In this episode, we're going to expand on this food processing plant a little bit more by adding some more farm connections. So firstly, this one isn't getting overused as we have trucks coming in here pretty much non-stop, and we've also almost maxed out its production, at least for this level. So connecting up these two farms to the food processing plant so we can continue to push out more food, which if we look here, we still have some ships leaving half empty, and it does seem like we have room to grow as we're not actively storing food at the food processing plant. And then the next thing I'd like to do in this video is connect up this tools production chain that sort of fits nicely over here, and then we'll figure out where we want to send that after we finish connecting it up. But that'll most likely end up coming to our main cities here in Jackson and Scottsdale, since Scottsdale requires tools at the moment. Alright, so the first thing we're going to want to do is connect this road and bring it around this little mountain and connect it up to these two farms. So let's start by bringing this road straight off of the intersection, like so, and then we can start to slowly bend it around as we try not to go up the side of this mountain, just to save a little bit of money. And then coming in here, just trying to think of how we want to do this best. Removing these fields are quite expensive, so if we can avoid removing them as much as possible, that would probably be the most beneficial way to do it. So we'll just bring this back, and we'll take this curve a little shallower so that we can hopefully squeeze in this road right between the lake and this field here. Hopefully we can get this to align and not just snap straight to it. So we'll place this first and do that. Then we can come in here, grab this road, and connect it up like so. And then I think for here we'll just have it turn in, and we'll upgrade this road. Yeah, I think that looks pretty good. And we'll leave it here for now, since going between these two farms will require us to remove a lot of fields, which we don't really have the money for that at the moment. So we'll just extend this road a tiny bit to give us space for a truck station, and then we can begin to set this area up. So here's the truck station we're going to go for, and now all we have left to do is just flesh out this area a little more, make this truck station look nice, and then we can set up our second line over to the food processing plant. So here we go with our new farm. Added a bunch of stuff over here in this corner to make this road feel a little more natural, and just did up a little bit of the area right around the truck station. I'm leaving this side open-ended for now until we figure out how we're going to connect up to this farm later, but I think this area is good to leave as is. So next we can come into our road depot, and we've unlocked quite a few new vehicles as we've let the game run in the background for a bit. So we'll take a quick look at these and see which one suits us best, although these options are still pretty much all the same. So let's go with this American horse-drawn carriage, as this one can carry grain. And for this one, it's a little bit of a longer trip, so we'll go with 25 horses. And so this line will run here from the farm all the way over to the food processing plant over here. And now that we have multiple farms coming to this food processing plant, I do want to come in here and maybe sell a couple of vehicles that we have running on the other grain line, just so we're not overloading the food processing plant and producing more than we need. We'll come back and evaluate if we need to buy those vehicles back or not, but for now I think we're pretty good, so we'll let this run as we work on other things, and then we can come back and see the effects it has on this area later on. So next we'll be coming into our tools factory area, and so we need to connect up this forest to the sawmill, and then the sawmill to the tools factory, and we almost have the road already set up to where we can just do this as a truck loop, which would be pretty nice. It'd just be a little loop around this hill here. So once we set up our roads and all these platforms and such, we can get our vehicles running in that way. So again, coming out here, let's connect our roads up. So we're gonna sweep this around, and we're gonna get a little bit of a tight curve as we come in to the sawmill, but that's not too bad. And then from here we'll come straight off for a little bit, and then we can get this to work with us. We can begin to curve it around this hill. Looks like we are going to have to go over a little bit of a bump. Hopefully that doesn't cause too much of a hiccup in our transportation power. But then we'll just continue to bring this down the hill, trying to keep it as cheap as possible. And then we can connect this intersection up somewhere, probably right here. And then it's just simply connecting this road back up whenever we get enough money. So now we have our road connected up here, and this whole loop is pretty much complete. Now all that's left to do is place our truck stations and detail the entire area. So we can come in here now and we'll place our farms, or our truck stations, my bad. So we'll get one placed right about there. We'll get another one placed over here. And I think this one will put somewhere there. And then all the way over here at the tools factory, we'll get this one right across the street there along the coast. Alright, so here's the forestry area. We added this sort of little camp right here, right off the side of the truck station. I'd like to figure out a way to get this to seem more connected, and actually we might be able to do it if we just clear out a path of trees like so. We might get rid of one of that, and then we just come in here and paint some dirt. Let's see if we can try to get about the right size path, maybe a little smaller, and then just drag this over and have it connect up to this area. There we go. I think that looks a lot better, and we could probably just come in here and add a couple more trees just laying around. So we'll grab some of these and we'll just sprinkle them back in some of the empty places that we had, just because we had to get rid of a lot of them to build this area. And so adding some of these back makes it look a lot more natural. So we'll go with this, and we can now move on to our sawmill. And here's our sawmill industry all detailed up. We added this little campus right across the street, filled it up with logs and planks, and then we have these buildings here as sort of the storage buildings for the truck station. And then lastly, we have the tools factory. So first, we know we're going to be getting this out of here by boat, so let's place down a port somewhere. I think we might try to squeeze it in over here, just because that'll help us a little bit more with making sense of the road. Of course, we have to wait for money, so we'll just wait for that real quick, and then we'll place it down once we're ready. Alright, so while we've waited, we've detailed up this little area here, and then now we can place down the cargo port. So we do have to make sure it will fit, so we'll do that right about there, and then we just drag the road along so that we can hopefully get a nice intersection right along here. So we'll get that to line up straight, then delete that, and we have a nice curve. So this does connect up to the tools factory, which is great. I don't think we're really going to do much more with this port at the moment. Maybe when this upgrades and it becomes a bigger part of our area, we can upgrade it more. But for now, I think this is what we're going to roll with. So let's get our vehicles on the line, and that'll pretty much be it that we do in this video. So coming to our vehicles list, let's just go with these covered horse-drawn carriages. And this is going to be a fairly large loop, so let's get maybe about 28 vehicles running on that. So we'll just buy these quickly and set up a new line running from the forestry area to the sawmill and then all the way back up here. And it looks like the pathing did that exactly how we wanted. So we should see these guys start going around and bringing planks to the tool factory pretty soon. So next we need to get a boat line running all the way down here to our Jackson port, and then we'll have to set up another line that sends tools into Scottsdale. So let's go for 3 of these boats here, as this is a pretty long trip. And so we'll set that up so that it runs from this port all the way down to our port here in Jackson. And then I believe this truck stop covers most of the tools. Actually, it doesn't. The tools are on this side of town. So we'll just set up a truck stop right here, and then we can get some more horses running out of this road depot and then coming over into Scottsdale. So now we have multiple trucks running into Scottsdale carrying different goods, so we're gonna want to specify what we want them to bring. So this line's going to carry only only tools, actually. And then if we can find, this line here, we'll set it up so it's only taking construction materials over into Scottsdale. So now that should be pretty much it for this supply chain. We can see we're already getting logs building up here at the sawmill, or the forest. So within no time, these trucks will start bringing it around this loop, and pretty soon we'll be getting tools shipped over to Scottsdale. So we're going to leave that off here. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. If you have any suggestions or feedback, leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.